Red Stripe Football Mondays. Red Stripe Football.
You have a red stripe, you know, and start the games.
I miss one bag of gold medal pan me, you know.
Here's McGregor
champion.
That's brilliant.
Red stripe. Watcha. Ban shall I made a forward boy.
Red stripe Premier League. Stand up for your stripe. 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 I'm out.
Pop down we run the marathon boy. The bush never made it that the champion boy fan. Nah man I don't a songsters.
It's the Jerusalem Stadium and it's Waterhouse. Being finalists last year, two-time Premier League champions in Jamaica up against Dunbeholden. First ever opportunity in the top flight. And they have had about 20 transfers to strengthen their unit, George. Let's see how well they can do against a home team in rainy conditions here tonight.
Yeah, difficult assignment for Dunbeholden under the best of conditions, Lance, but the rain and the slippery conditions here at the Jerusalem Mini Stadium make that task even tougher. They are new in town. They're hoping to avoid defeat in this first game to give confidence to the camp. But let's see what they're made of. This is going to be a real test of their credentials to parade as a Premier League team.
Waterhouse in their traditional light blue outfit in very, very wet conditions. I can tell you 2 hours before match time, there was hardly any likelihood that this match would have taken place. And it was just within the last hour or so that the match commissioner, in discussions with the referees, decided that this match can in fact go ahead. Very, very soggy underfoot conditions, and the players will have a tough time here tonight in the opening Red Stripe Football Mondays fixture for 2018-2019.
Yes, indeed. The competition has gotten off to a good start. We've had one victory so far for a team, Mount Pleasant, promoted to the league. Them and Dunbeholden, the two new teams in the league this year. Convention suggests that at least one, well, not at least one of the new teams will struggle. Dunbeholden will hope it's not them. But in terms of profile, Mount Pleasant looks set to challenge for honors. Dunbeholden will be looking to survive.
So the Waterhouse fans making noise now as their team makes its entry onto the field for the first time, 2018-2019. Recovered dramatically from near relegation zone last year to propel themselves toward a spot in the final, which they achieved, and only lost the title last year on penalties to Portmore in a tremendous turnaround. George, they have lost so many players to the transfer market this year, Waterhouse. It's very intriguing for us here to see exactly how they will perform with what certainly on paper looks to be a weakened squad.
Yeah, I'll tell you something interesting after the playing of the national anthem, Lance.
The Jamaica national anthem. So the Vuvuzelas and the Waterhouse fans making their presence felt here at their home ground. Dunbeholden, pretty exciting for these players out of St. Catherine, Georgia parish that has produced some outstanding Premier League teams in the past. Dunbeholden, the latest from this parish, to make an entry to the top flight.
Yeah, but the bad omen for them, lads, is last time we saw a promoted team parading in Orange, Sandals South Coast, they went down at the end of the season. Dunbeholden will be looking to escape the fate. I was going to tell you that Waterhouse and their supporters, it's like a relationship between a spouse and a bad husband or a bad wife. If it's good, it's very good. When it's not so good, the crowd can be awful, and they will get on the backs of these boys tonight on opening night if they don't hit their straps early in this game.
FIFA referee Daniel Parchment has the whistle tonight. Nicholas Anderson, OJ Duhaney, and Andre Farquharson. His assistants. Well, Farkas naturally the fourth official, and they're the Waterhouse men getting ready for pictures. The Waterhouse starting lineup has Diego Horton in goal, their outstanding goalkeeper from last year, Keitha Simpson, very, very impressive and solid experience, Red Stripe Premier League player who had a title with Tivoli back in 2011 or 2010 to 2011. Nikolai Finlayson, Ricardo Thomas, Sean Duar, O'Shane Thomas, Stephen Williams, Gerben Brown, a transfer from UWI, Kenroy Howell back from El Salvador, and the USL Pro League, Rafiq Thomas and Denardo Thomas.
Yeah, that's the Waterhouse starting 11. The Waterhouse formation, two up front, Howell and Rafiq Thomas. Rafiq Thomas is a veteran frontman in this Premier League, knows it like the back of his hand. Interesting to see Gervin Brown playing in the number 10 role, Lance, in the hole, and Keith Simpson with that defensive responsibility in the center of the Waterhouse midfield to help his defenders to break up the Dunbeholden attacks.
There's a Dunbeholden lineup. As we said, on their overall roster, they have about 20 players on the transfer market coming over the summer. Eric Edwards in goal, Kemo Gale, former Portmore player, Damali Oliver, who comes over from Harbourview, Andre Dye, Shaquille Dar, Adrian Williams, Dwayne Smith, Richard Oet, Graham Green, Lorenzo Dubidad, and Nikoi Christian also on their roster.
Yeah, Nikoi Christian, that man in the number 10 role, wears number 23, but he's their bright spark Dunbeholden. Most of their creativity will come through him. Green and Dubidad will be looking to profit from Christian's through balls and astute passes on this soggy evening.
So we're getting ready for the kickoff. Just after 8:35, referee Daniel Parchment gets them on the way. The players will have to use the early minutes of this game to get themselves accustomed to the playing conditions. Dunbeholden on the attack early. Had a successful qualifying campaign that included Mount Pleasant, Barbican, and Wadada.
Early free kick here awarded by Daniel Parchment.
So Waterhouse pushed back into their defensive zone very early in the piece. Their goalkeeper Horton, one of the best performing goalkeepers in the tournament last year,
Cosign.
is probably going to be tested early. A two-man wall here. Rafiq Thomas and Gervin Brown in there. The ball shot towards goal, and Horton with a punch out. Pressure still here on Waterhouse.
Nikoi Christian attacking early, Lance. That was his free kick. That was on target.
Whoa. Defensive struggles here for Waterhouse early. So Dunbeholden having a positive start here in the opening minutes.
Yeah, and their danger man has had several touches of the ball. 4 touches of the ball, Nikoi Christian. Here he's
Long clearance downfield. Thomas goes long there looking for Kenroy Howell, who makes a welcome return to Red Stripe Premier League football. Howell, Waterhouse's leading goal scorer in the 2015-2016 season, before traveling for overseas professional duties in El Salvador. Waterhouse will welcome him back now.
Yeah, they'll need him, because with Benbow and Beckford gone, you're looking about 25-30 Premier League goals, Lance, gone with both of them.
Waterhouse on the advance here. Dunbeholden scrambling the ball away. Whistle.
Dubidab going down at the head injury.
Challenged strongly from behind he was. Yeah, climbing all over the back there. So inside their own half, pretty high inside their own half, they have themselves a free kick with Damari Oliver, who has spent recent seasons at Harbourview. Ball slid through here. Oliver. Edwards in goal with a clearance. Taken down there by Kimo Gale.
That was a probing run from Thomas, looking to just hot-foot it around. Maybe if this were the 20th minute, that would have been a bookable offence, Lance.
Yeah.
But because it's early, maybe the Indian Parchment is saying, well, that's one warning.
Yeah. Didn't get a lot of playing time last year, Donato Thomas, on a pretty strong Waterhouse offensive roster. But with several of those offensive players gone, here's Keith Simpson with a free kick. He may want to, in these conditions, go directly for goal. Pretty poor kick.
Good idea from Ricardo Thomas, trying to get Rafiq Thomas in down this right-hand side. He was well marshaled though, and the pass was overhit.
There's Marcus Gale.
You're changing his name.
Marcel Gale.
Yeah, former Wimbledon and Jamaica striker Marcus Gale. Both different men, one big and strong and tall. Not saying that Marcel Gale is weak though. He's just small.
They call him Fuzzy.
But he's unfussy, correct?
Yeah, first season here as head coach at Waterhouse, moving from UWI. Thomas. Bit of a midfield tussle here for control of the ball.
The crowd unhappy with O'Shane Roberts there, Lance. They were telling him to play that pass inside. He went outside and turned over possession.
Keith Simpson goes forward. A lot of aggression there. Free kick to Waterhouse, pretty high inside the Dunbeholden half. All of the opening games on Sunday producing goals, George. Michael Cohen, head coach at Dunbeholden, as we said, successful in the Red Stripe qualifying campaign this past summer, along with Mount Pleasant, Barbican and Wadada, the other teams that contested those playoffs.
Yeah, and if anyone thought that they are pushovers, Dunbeholden, the teams you called out just now, Lance, proves they played well to get here.
Yeah, and Mount Pleasant with their victory over defending champions Portmore only got through ahead of Barbican in extra time in that decisive playoff match a couple of months ago.
Yep.
Oliver right across to Kimo Gale. Dunbeholden. Ovett with a long diagonal ball to the right channel.
I tell you,
Just
that was
a little bit too much weight on it.
Yeah, that was good from Owett. Spotted the run from his forward. And just a little bit too long. In any event, Ricardo Thomas was on the premises to defend for Waterhouse.
Corner kick here to Dunbeholden as Waterhouse's defense line comes under some pressure. A lot of miskicking happening on that play. Kimo Gale's left-footed strike there. Keith Simpson fouled. Free kick to Waterhouse inside their own half, deep inside.
Dunbeholden, Lance, have been the more aggressive of the two teams so far in this game. Quick to every ball. trying to make the 50-50s, trying to tilt the balance in their favor. Really aggressive so far. The question is, can they sustain it?
Shane Roberts with a forcing pass down the right channel, but off target.
And goalkeepers will have to be sure about their handling on a night like this, Lance. There's no time to second guess. You have to pick an option and go, because the ball will slip through your hands before you know it.
That's for sure. So a pretty decent opening 8.5 minutes here for the newcomers Dunbeholden. Certainly caught the attention of the Waterhouse fans here, because they are not allowing the home team to settle and compose themselves on the ball.
Yeah, remember in the pre-match build-up, we were talking about them bossing possession, and I suggested that may be a difficult thing. They are bossing the possession so far, if the first 10 minutes are anything to go by.
Waterhouse on the attack now. Thomas under some pressure, but stands firm. Now he's muscled off the ball. Dunbeholden on the attack. Left-footed effort there. That was pretty weak in the end from Dubidad.
Oh, that was a poor decision from Dubidad. He had a runner to his right, a man making up space, Graham Green, who just wanted the ball played into his path, Lance. This is Dubidad. Look at Green making up the ground. Oh, that's a poor decision.
Yeah. Green was right there to his left as a passing option. He went for goal as the rain continues to fall here at the Jerusalem Stadium.
There's an injury concern because Ricardo Thomas is down. Got a blow to the face in the passage of play, which led to Dubidad's chance. And he's getting some treatment. Meanwhile, Lance, Keith Simpson has gone to the bench to get some instructions from Marcel Gale, who obviously is not happy with how his team are failing to get a grip on the proceedings here tonight.
So there's Thomas.
I didn't think it was a foul. I saw the incident. Thought it was just an accidental blow. That's Keith Simpson. Let's see if what Marcel Gale told him can affect Waterhouse's play positively.
Diego Horton in the Waterhouse goal. His tremendous goalkeeping last year helped propel Waterhouse to the final. They had won 9 of their 10 matches leading up to the final. Waterhouse, and their late season and playoff form really impressive last season, losing a lot of players on the transfer market, and will be stretched.
It's not just the numbers, Lance, it's who.
Yes.
As I said, 25 to 30 goals potentially they've lost with Bushy Beckford going and with Cardinal Benbow going. And I'm not joking, for the whole season, those two players at their best, between them, can give you 30 goals.
That's for sure. Ball slid through, but too much weight on the pass there.
Another Waterhouse man down, Lance. It's a measure of how aggressive the Dunbeholden players have gone in, to the extent that the number 6 player, Dwayne Smith, was just given a strong talking to by referee Daniel Parchment. And the skipper feeling the pain there on the ground. Keith Simpson for Waterhouse.
Simpson, a vastly experienced player. Oh, there's the late challenge by Smith, just stepping into the ankle of Simpson.
Would you book him, Lance? Because I'm seeing that on the replay, and I'm thinking that he followed through deliberately with the studs up.
Yeah, I thought so. Simpson also spent some time in the Trinidad and Tobago Pro League. Dunbeholden on the advance. Desperate defending there from Thomas, getting the ball away.
You say excellent, you say desperate, I say excellent. He was dogged in not losing that challenge, because if he did, Dunbeholden would have been in on goal.
Dunbeholden making the Waterhouse defense and midfield line really work here tonight.
Oh yes, nothing like the new boys getting up into the grill of the established team. And Dunbeholden came here to get in the face of Waterhouse early, and they've been successful.
Pretty threatening cross inside there, and Houghton had to be displaying a lot of assurance there with that take. Oh, the header toward goal, and Houghton with an easy take. The ball went straight to him in the end.
Owett didn't have any challengers to put pressure on him for that header. Should have done better. This is Christian, just floats it in. And easily out jumping Keith Simpson was Owett.
Ball crossed inside, and Edwards there with the take.
Whistle. Penalty.
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 So in rainy conditions, referee Daniel Parchment has offered Waterhouse an opportunity to lead here.
Oh, that's a handball.
Wow.
And the interpretation, Lance, seems to be that the hand prevented the ball from going into the direction of a Waterhouse player. If that is the call, and if that's the reasoning, then it is a penalty.
Well, in rainy conditions, Dunbeholden giving up a penalty.
Howell.
Kenroy Howell, prolific scorer for Waterhouse, has the job to strike his team's first goal of the season, and it's in.
That's Gervin Brown, the former UWI man.
It's Gervin Brown with a strike. It's Howell. Left footed into the corner. Yeah, it's Gervin Brown with a strike, former UWI man. So Waterhouse are in front after 15 minutes.
You know what? Looking at that call by Daniel Parchment, I have to agree with the referee. The hand, and this is a line of reasoning I always apply in those circumstances. If the hand prevents the ball from going to an attacker, it has to be a penalty. And that cross was into the direction of an onrushing Waterhouse player. Daniel Parchment, I don't believe had any other choice but to call a penalty on that play, Lance.
Dunbeholden now have a recovery job to do. They have started reasonably well here in the run of play, but now they're behind.
I'd say they started better than reasonably well, Lance, but this changes the dynamics of the game.
It's funny and aggressive challenging going on here in the wet conditions.
Funny that the Waterhouse opportunity for the penalty, Lance, came from the first time that they got possession in the Dunbeholden 18-yard box, because it has been all Dunbeholden. It was all Dunbeholden before that incident.
Adrian Williams it was with the handball. There he is. So Dunbeholden will be trying this season to not fall victim to most of the teams that have come up to the top flight. 3 of the last four teams promoted to Premier League football were immediately demoted first time of asking. Cross. The shot just going wide. Dwayne Smith with the effort one time. Pretty cheeky side-footed effort there from former UWI man.
Not a bad effort from him, I must tell you. Excellent play again from Nicoy Christian to create that opportunity. He's been the best Dunbeholden attacker so far. Oh, that's a high boot on Nikolai Finlisser from Dubidad. Correctly called by Parchment.
Yeah. I was saying in the past 2 seasons, George, 3 of the 4 teams that were promoted were demoted immediately. 2 seasons ago, Marvel Hughenden and Jamalco immediately, and last year, Sandals.
Yep.
Cavalier, the only team of the 4 promoted teams in the last 2 years not to get the drop immediately. In fact, ended up doing very well last season.
Yes, indeed. The fact that Dunbeholden are playing 2 frontmen, Lance, are causing the Waterhouse defense some problems.
Dunbeholden on the attack, and Waterhouse defending in numbers. Good pace from the Waterhouse defense line. Rafiq Thomas putting pressure on for Waterhouse and winning a throw for his team.
Excellent. Gets the claim from the crowd, as he should, Rafiq Thomas. Veteran. Has a slight look of Steve Green, the former Tivoli Gardens captain, Lance.
Yeah. Feature of this match so far has been these midfield battles in the wet and wretched underfoot conditions.
And Dunbeholden has been winning that midfield battle, I must tell you.
Yeah. Williams' left-footed cross inside, snuffed out by a more alert-looking Waterhouse team now. Oh, delightful ball through. Shouts for penalty. Referee Parchment allows play to go on. I thought Gervin was tripped as he went for the ball. Very close call.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, Gervin Brown. Wanted to get between the defender and the ball. Did get there, and I thought that was a penalty. I thought that was a foul. I thought that was a foul.
I thought so too.
Yes, it is. That's a foul.
Yeah. Missed ball. Took the man out.
Yeah, that's a foul, Lance. All day, every day.
Yeah. Early effort there by Rafiq Thomas to get the left-footed shot off. And in the ensuing play, Gervin Brown trying to get himself free. Knocked over. There he is again with the effort. That goes high.
Yeah, it's a corner because Oliver got a piece of it. Good defending from Oliver. Superb centre-forward play from Gervin Brown. And just that the momentum has swung. Excellent strength. Gets the shot off, but Oliver's sticking a boot out. And that's what deflected it off target.
Yeah. One of the key players for UWI in their debut season 3 seasons ago, UWI, when they just missed a playoff spot.
Obviously, there's a good relationship with Marcel Gale when they were both at the UWI, so he has followed his coach to Waterhouse, Gervin Brown.
Corner kick to Waterhouse. Low right across the box. Blocked by the goalkeeper off the line.
2 chances in quick succession. First, good block by the central defender, and then a better block by Eric Edwards on the line, the Dunbeholden goalkeeper.
Waterhouse would be disappointed that they didn't go further ahead on that play. Not a good first touch there. There's the play again, the miss kick. Brown latches onto that one, and the effort blocked by goalkeeper Edwards. Really well done there. I'd have to say from that point blank range, that shot should have gone wide of the goalkeeper and not close enough to him to make the stop.
Yes, indeed. Dunbeholden have been winning quite a few headers. There's a man down with a knock for Waterhouse. But they've been winning their fair share of headers in that 18-yard box at the Dunbeholden forwards, Lance. And that may be a route back into the game for them if the midfielders can continue going with that ball over the top as the rain teems down here at Jerusalem.
Dunbeholden's coach.
You know, sometimes, Lance, as you look for that thought, sometimes referees are loath to give 2 penalties early. 2 penalties in quick succession. And I'm thinking that that's what was playing in Daniel Parchment's mind, because that was a clear foul. He got nothing on the ball, and he missed the call.
Sometimes it is too that with these slippery conditions and players sliding about the place, sometimes referees may tend to be a little lenient with some of the calls because sometimes the players' movements are a little involuntary. I thought he went for the ball. The fact is he missed the ball. There goes Waterhouse on the attack once more. Shane Roberts forcing the ball into the middle. Now Adrian Williams has it on the right.
Oh, this player has been impressive so far, Lance. Nicoy Christian has been oozing class for Dunbeholden in the midfield. That's a foul.
Yeah, free kick.
Shane Roberts has gotten to a lot of work down this right-hand side for Waterhouse, but this is the second time in 2 minutes that he's gone down with a knock.
Yeah. Just shoved off the ball and I think got knocked somewhere about the ankle there with a challenge as well. As the rain comes down more heavily now. Just under 20 minutes to the halftime break. Waterhouse in front on the Gervin Brown kick from the penalty spot.
Well, I tell you, Lance, one of the things we haven't spoken about is Stephen Williams for Waterhouse, number 7, has played some lovely passes through to his forwards running through and has caught the eye so far. Oh, wild challenge from Thomas.
Dunbeholden trying to get themselves back into the game. Williams' cross, attempted cross, deflected, but the advantage still with them because he has a throw. Just wide with the effort.
Lance, what have I been saying about Dunbeholden winning headers in that 18-yard box? That was a glorious chance for Dubidad. Look at this cross. Excellent, pulled back. He has all day. Has to hit the target, man. Has to.
Yeah. Typing header there. Lorenzo Dubidad. I don't think Houghton could have got to that one if it went into the corner. He was caught flat-footed.
From that position, you don't need power, Lance. You just need to steer it on target. You have both posts to aim for. Must have done better with that.
Whistle, free kick to Waterhouse. Referee just having a word there with Gale for the challenge. Really wretched underfoot conditions now as the rain is steady here at Jerusalem. Excellent skill there from Christian, who continues to do well in midfield for Dunbeholden.
And as you say that, he turns over possession, but he's been a class act so far, the number 23 for the team in the orange and blue. Effortless on the ball sometimes. Can beat a man and can pick a pass.
To the far post. Waterhouse scrambling to keep the ball out.
Every time Dunbeholden play the ball high into that box, they cause problems. Every time. They have to keep going there. Something will drop for them soon. Perhaps this corner will.
Second corner won by Dunbeholden.
He's with the A team.
Four Dunbeholden players in the penalty spot looking for the headed opportunity. And they're still around the defensive Waterhouse. Sturdy defensive work. Williams is coming away with it. Big, strong player, Williams. Fine pass over to Howell on the right. Oh, good skill here by Howell. I think Howell complaining that he was shoved over. No sympathy from the referee. Christian. Kimo Gale goes over to the right to Adrian Williams.
For a first game of the season, Lance, this game is being played at a nice pace.
Yeah. Very forceful there on that challenge.
Yeah, they call him Crocodile Leslie. Came through the back. That's a foul every day.
A lot of weight on that pass. Spectacular headed clearance. Christian, neat back heel. Smith goes on a run down the middle channel. The cross inside isn't a good one.
Yeah, that needed a better ball. There were two men giving him the passing option to his left.
Just unable to keep that one in, so Waterhouse with a goal kick, but they've constantly been forced on the back foot, Waterhouse, by a Dunbeholden team that is willing to take the ball forward.
Yeah, and I was saying that they've been having difficulty with the Waterhouse defense, contending with the two men up front for Dunbeholden. Most of the teams in this league, Lance, are so used to facing one striker from the opposition. But two being deployed for Dunbeholden tonight, they're moving well. And had Dubidad's finishing been better, perhaps it would have been 1-1 at this point.
Thomas for Waterhouse. Williams exchanges passes on the right. Again feeds the ball inside. Trouble here. Oh, it's over the top. From 7 yards. Should have done better for sure.
What have I said about Dubidad's finishing? This is another ball. This is a hopeful punt. Poor defensive clearance from Roberts. And Dubidad ought to have required Diego Horton to make a save.
Yeah, just leaning back too much and getting too much elevation on the shot. Lorenzo Dubidad. 13 minutes to the halftime break. That could have been 1-1 with the newcomers back in business. As it stands, Waterhouse still in front.
And that's his second great chance, Lance. 12 yards from goal. Or less than.
Gervin Brown still has it. Oh, smart goalkeeping by Edwards.
Great defending from Oliver once again. Gervin Brown had to shake him off, and in shaking him off, the goalkeeper came and stole the ball.
Brown has been a constant threat here for the Dunbeholden defenders. Making a fine debut here in Waterhouse colours, Gervin Brown. Howell finds Kimo Gale, too robust. There's Howell back in the Waterhouse outfit, and Gale, the man with the challenge that stopped him.
I tell you what, 33 minutes inlands, I'm impressed with the newcomers so far, I must say.
Yes, they've been doing well. Edwards' pass outside. Stopped by Thomas, but not collected by him. Gale wants the ball back and gets it. Has room. Christian. Oliver goes wide to Dice. And Waterhouse are on the attack once again. Just over 10 minutes to the halftime break. And foul on Dubedad.
Yeah, he's getting worked up, but he should just focus on making use of the opportunities that have come his way. 2 glorious chances so far this first half. Really ought to have done better. What I like about this Dunbeholden team, they're playing away. The conditions are less than ideal. Their composure on the ball. If you brought someone into the stadium, into the groundlands, they wouldn't tell that this is a team playing at this level for the first time in their history, and that the bulk of these players have never set foot in the Premier League before. They're playing above their pedigree, and if this is their lowest level, it bodes well for the season for them.
Gervin Brown, the goal scorer for Waterhouse tonight from the penalty spot. Struck in the back and wins a free kick for his team. The rain not as heavy now as it was 10 minutes ago, but it's still there. Four Waterhouse players across the 18-yard box waiting for scoring opportunities. Good strong kick inside, but Dunbeholden's defenders. Christian. Smith. Counter-attacking play now from Waterhouse. Strong left-footed effort there from Stephen Williams. Has a good kick there, but too much elevation on the strike.
Excellent attempt, but poor defending. The fullback Leslie showed him inside. He should have been showing him outside. From here, Williams wants to go outside. The defender shows him inside, and he does that. Lucky for Dunbeholden, not good defending.
There's some pressure there. Smith. Williams. Two players going into the box looking for the opportunity. The Cross doesn't come inside from Williams. Good, strong defensive work there from the Waterhouse men.
Yeah. That was Nikolai Finlayson.
Williams in the right full-back position for Dunbeholden, has had a lot of time on the ball in this match so far and has done some fairly good work spraying those crosses inside from the right. Dice. Smith runs into some trouble. Brown intercepts, but Dunbeholden recovering. Smith does well there. Dubedat setting the ball back. Effort toward the far post. Too much weight on it.
Yeah, not an intelligent pass at all. Should have kept that ball and build another phase of play.
Oh, Howell does really well here. Great skill there from Howell. A lot of pace there from Thomas, but not getting through a wall of Dunbeholden players. Simpson. Ball almost squeezing through there to Gervin. Good aggressive challenge there from Foster in defense for Waterhouse. Dunbeholden crashing into a brick wall on that occasion. Williams. Williams again. Christian. Smith goes forward, but a cluster of Waterhouse defenders close the play down.
Dunbeholden have been really impressive. I can't tell when was the last time I saw an unfashionable team come to Waterhouse and boss the home team in the way that Dunbeholden have. But when you look at the scoreboard, it's not reflecting that. They're 1-0 down. Maybe it should have been 2-0 down because there was a second penalty the Indian Parchment didn't call. But they've been really good so far, the team in orange and blue.
Finlayson with clearance upfield. And there goes Williams. Poor pass.
Notice that Rafiq Thomas hasn't been in the game much, Lance. Hasn't had much to feed off. Waterhouse have spent far more time defending than they would have liked in this first half.
Which is a testimony to the fact that Dunbeholden have asserted themselves well in this game so far.
Oh, yes.
Christian.
That's his first bad pass all night, Lance. Hasn't put a foot on the number 23. The best player on the pitch so far, number 23, Nicoy Christian.
Three and a half minutes to the halftime break. Plus time to be added on for stoppages.
The pace of the game has noticeably dropped as we inch closer to halftime. That is also fatigue. But Waterhouse have that lead, so maybe they're being a little bit more conservative than they would have been under normal circumstances, trying to get to the half with the lead intact and then build from there, Lance.
Past couple of seasons for Waterhouse, their September, October, November form has been pretty poor. Dunbeholden on the attack. Horton with a strong challenge from goal.
And Horton was braver than Dubedat there, Lance, because you could see the striker attempting to pull out even before he got there, and you could see the Waterhouse goalkeeper wanting to get there whatever the cost.
Yeah, assertive Horton in goal for Waterhouse. Credit to the players who have manfully tackled the challenge of the wretched playing conditions tonight. Heavy, wet underfoot conditions.
I tell you though, what has helped them is that because of the extensive grass cover here at Jerusalem, the conditions aren't as bad as certainly we would have expected. But still bad.
Yeah. Thomas. Brown. Whistle. Free kick to Dunbeholden.
I thought that the ref was a bit lenient. I saw 2 fouls there. Round about the position where Dubidad has gone down. This is Finlayson wrestling him to the ground. Oh yes, a bit of afters there.
Oh, that should have been a card.
Yes, it should have been.
A minute to the half-time break. Free kick to Dunbeholden in a pretty threatening position. I think that Smith may be lining up for this one, is it?
It's Christian again.
McCoy Christian. Hot looking alert. 2-man wall set up by Waterhouse. Wow. Dubidad again with a weak effort on goal. But it's not on goal. It's wide of goal.
Not going right on opening night for the beanpole striker for Dunbeholden. A striker will want chances, Lance. He's gotten them, but not found his shooting boots just yet. There's still time. What has been good though, I don't want to be too critical of him, unfairly so, his work rate has been good and his movement has been good, because his movement has had to have been good for him to be in the position to get the chances that he has gotten so far.
Yeah.
And he's defending from the front on this play, although he gave away a foul.
Yeah, just shoving Sean Dwyer in the back. So we are on to half-time. Just a minute added on for stoppages. So that half-time whistle should go in less than a half a minute from now. Finlayson. Two big, strong central defenders for Dunbeholden. Oliver and Dice. Well, the Waterhouse men not afraid to take the ball to them. Williams, Howell, and Gervin Brown. They've enjoyed a lot of offensive play here tonight. Wow, the veteran takes no prisoners.
Yeah, having to open up the throttle right there. It's half-time, Lance.
Yes, that's the last whistle we'll hear from the first half from Danian Parchment. It's been a tough, grueling battle here. Adrian Williams with a handball that gave up the penalty, and that man, Gervin Brown, struck from the penalty spot. And Waterhouse are leading Dunbeholden by 1-0 at a half-time break.
Boy, Red Stripe Premier League champion boy. champion.
At halftime, Waterhouse are in front of Dunbeholden by 1-0 on that Gervin Brown penalty after 15 minutes. A match that has been played in rain pretty much the entire match so far. A match that was in doubt early. Dunbeholden, the first timers, George, putting their shoulders to the wheel pretty early.
Yeah, attacking intent early from Nicole Christian's free kick. But this is the first decisive moment of the first half. The ball played inside and Williams got his arm in the way, his hand to be precise, giving Gervin Brown the chance from 12 yards. He makes no mistake, 1-0.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate there for Williams. A hint that he was actually trying to take his hand away, but still handled it.
Beautiful play from Rafiq Thomas, sends the defender sliding. Shot deflected, and then Gervin Brown stealing in his fold. Danian Parchment doesn't see it at all. If he had the benefit of this replay, he would have pointed to the spot for the second time in the first half. And then a sequence of two stops. One by the defender, the second by goalkeeper Eric Edwards from Howell, turning and shooting. Dunbeholden did have their chances. Dubidat must score. He can't even hit the target. Number 5 up front for Dunbeholden, missing the target badly. And then Dubidat again from 15 yards, from another penalty spot, 12 yards out, sends it high and wide, only hitting raindrops. Poor finishing from the Dunbeholden frontman. Here comes Gervin Brown again, bearing down on goal. Marley giving him hell in defense and allowing the goalkeeper to snatch at Gervin Brown's feet. Good defending there. And then they come again, Waterhouse. Their attacks were sporadic. This is Williams cutting in on the left foot, letting fly high. Edwards not perturbed by that effort.
So Williams with a left-footed effort there just over the top. So a first half that has seen rain conditions, and Waterhouse in front by 1-0. They've had fewer attempts at goal, 5, 3 of them on target. Dunbeholden 8 attempts on goal, 3 on target, 16 fouls so far in the match, 10 of them going to Dunbeholden. No yellow cards, no red cards so far. 3 corners forced by the newcomers, Dunbeholden, just 1 by Waterhouse, who have had less possession of the ball, as Dunbeholden, 54%, have been having a lot of the ball.
Yes, indeed, they've controlled most of the game. Unfortunate to go down the way they did, but what is even more cruel from their perspective is their lack of a striker who can put the chances away. They have had chances, but Dubidat has just not known where the goal is lands, and that has been Dunbeholden's biggest bugbear so far in this game.
So the rain has been falling all evening here. In fact, an hour or two before match time, there were huge doubts as to whether this match would in fact take place, but the green light for the kickoff was given an hour before match time, and now the fans are having to shield themselves from the rainy conditions here. So it's been a tough match here with the Waterhouse team, runners-up last year, leading Dunbeholden by 1-0. The season outlook for Waterhouse, let's see what that is after their runner-up spot last year.
Well, a little bit disappointed because we are coming from so far, so we expect the same momentum right through, but nevertheless we came second. Where nobody think we came that far, so we're grateful and thankful for it.
Well, reaction much is just like coming in and actually adding on to what happened last year. So runners up is a good thing, but no one remembers second place is always first.
Ready? Go! Tremendous feat for the club itself. I just want to officially congratulate the persons who made that run. I think credit to Donovan Dukian and the staff of Waterhouse to turn back or carry back glory days back to the community, which was once probably one of the best driving force football concern in the country. Pressure is always there. You know, when you knew come back into a club, you know, this is my boyhood club, which I grew up in. And for me, personally, I feel welcome back at home in the community, from the players them and from the management staff. So I think it's a good synergy is there. I guess, we have to go down there and sit down and plan, and hopefully we can get it right come beginning of the season.
Well, I've known him for a couple of years, very good coach. He always pretty much do detailed stuff, as in what he wants on the blackboard. He wants us to actually come out on the field and execute, but doesn't mean to play like a robot, because there is also talent on the field. So if you can add on what he's putting on the board, it's always going to be a nice, pretty much good team setup.
First, I'm working in him. He do a lot for the club. Him there from day one, so everybody respect and understand him. So we're getting along quite fine. Yeah, different style of coach, different style of player, so everything gonna work out. Everything tactical is gonna be all right.
We will try to get out as quickly as possible out of the block. Previous years, as I say, the first one we normally struggle on the bottom half of it. But hopefully we can get things as quickly and as soon as possible by putting in the hard work. Take each game, one game at a time, and hopefully we can get it right.
Well, you have different type of players, different characters. Sometimes we come together and we reason it out, and we talk it out and say, we can't stay here anymore. We need to rise up the club from where it is. So we put the foot down and get it together and move forward from there.
And also, it has to come with each person on the team, the focus that they bring to the training ground each and every day, not only when they come to training, but off the pitch also.
Several formation. I don't limit myself. I'm not a slave to the formation or the system. What works for the team, and I'm going to carry results for the team, I'm all for it. I know it's going to take a lot of work, so I don't expect the first week or the first month it can happen, but hopefully before this competition we can get there.
We're going for it this year.
Playing quicker, off the ball and on the ball. Try to execute when we're in the attacking third.
It's 12 teams and everybody aiming to the same thing. Nobody don't want to drop out at the first thing. So we're going to be composed, keep the ball, and see if we can get some goal this season.
Waterhouse FC will be a different outset this season.
It's not going to be like a one-sided or a two-sided thing. We're going for it and we're going to push out 100%.
Want to be a more professional unit, a more disciplined around it, and a more together and a family unit this year.
Dear RSPL, Waterhouse going to kill her now.
Waterhouse will be champions this year.
Back with us at the Jerusalem Stadium, Waterhouse hosting Dunbeholden, the home team leading 1-0 at half-time in this first match of the season, where the Monday night fixtures in the RSPL are concerned. All right, big matches coming up in the UEFA Champions League. Remember, the Champions League lives on Sportsmax, the home of champions. Live Wednesday, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. ECT. Real Madrid at home to AS Roma. Real Madrid, the three-time defending champions. Then schoolboy football on the channel on Saturday, because it's Stets, St. Elizabeth Technical High School against Monroe College. A big St. Elizabeth derby, live Saturday, 2:30 p.m., 3:30 p.m. ECT on Sportsmax. We send you to the break. When we return, we'll have second half action from a wet Jerusalem. RSPL Mondays, the first Monday of the new season.
Boy, Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.
Back at the Jerusalem Stadium in rainy conditions here, Waterhouse leading Dunbeholden by 1-0 on a 15th minute penalty from Gervin Brown. He had another penalty appeal which was turned down by referee Daniel Parchment, but that's the position as we start or get ready to start the second half. Rain very, very steady here at the Jerusalem Stadium, and as heavy now as we have seen it in the entire match so far. And referee Daniel Parchment is getting ready to get the second half going. So Dunbeholden trailing by 1-0 in their first ever appearance in the Red Stripe Premier League. Having a lot of the ball possession in the first half and a lot of sight on goal as well, but Dubidad, their main man on the front end, his shooting boots letting him down tonight. If he had been in better form, this score may not have been 1-0 in Waterhouse's favor. Very, very steady rain now, and some puddles of water appearing now on the field.
Yeah, I was about to say that the bane of the referee and the game in these conditions is standing water.
Williams escaping the initial challenge, but losing the ball. Smith. Green just trying to slide the ball forward there, but not successful. Williams now. A lot of the Dunbeholden plays on the flanks have come from this man on the right. Thomas, good pace at the back for Waterhouse. Great pass upfield. Brown sprints clear on the left. Doesn't have too much support on the front end, trying to hold the ball up, but Williams comes back well with the tackle.
Had no support, Lance. Looked up and there were 5 men in orange shirts and none in blue. Had to turn back.
Thomas with a throw for Waterhouse. Oh, excellent skill, but eventually losing the ball. Winning a throw though. I think this is the heaviest the rain has been since the start of the match. Although it was pretty consistent and fell pretty much throughout the game, but lightly for the most part.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty heavy.
Yep. But the rain has never left us from the first whistle, Lance, and now those puddles are starting to form. So we mean, kids, by standing water. The water stands on the surface.
Rafiq Thomas does well, but his pass is not accurate. And Dunbeholden now regaining possession. Smith charging forward. The pass though wayward.
Yeah, Dubidad wanted it to feet, and Smith wanted to play it into space.
Thomas. Wayward pass from Thomas gives up a throw to Dunbeholden just by the halfway line.
We spoke about the goals that Waterhouse would have lost with the departure of Beckford and Benbow to Mount Pleasant. But if Gervin Brown can find his best form, Lance, then much of that problem will be solved.
Dubidad trying to turn his man, but Thomas is on him, doesn't allow him the room. Thomas, one of the standout players for Waterhouse last season in their runner-ups finish.
I remember Thomas running so hard in the final against Portmore United. He could hardly walk when the game was finished. Gave everything. Didn't deserve to come out on the losing side, but you know how these things go. Deserve has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. stinging loss in the final last year to Portmore on penalties after the game ended goalless at the National Stadium. Waterhouse looking for more goals tonight. Whistle. Free kick to Waterhouse.
Christian, looks like an arm caught Williams in the face.
Here's the play now. Just shoulder. Yeah, the shoulder to the face of Williams, and referee Parchment rewards Waterhouse with a free kick. 5 minutes here to the second half. Edwards, a summer transfer from Portmore. Yellow card to Nicoy Christian for the challenge. Edwards in goal for Dunbeholden. The header across, fine play there. Just a vital boot coming onto that one. Edwards retrieving.
That cushion header was seeking out Rafiq Thomas.
Leslie for Dunbeholden.
Although the second half is still young, land 6 minutes old, the pace has dropped appreciably, as you would expect for an opening game of a long season. Played at a cracking pace for the first 35-40 minutes, and then the tempo started to dip, and the players have not really hit high intensity levels since the start of the second half.
Yeah, and I would suggest as well that with the higher volume of water on the field also contributes to the players now being a little more tentative than they were in the first half.
Yeah, another man down in a blue shirt. That's one of the Thomas boys. Looks to be Denardo.
Yeah. As I'm mentioning, George, one of the hazards of conditions like these is the involuntary sliding and so on, because he didn't intend to slide. He was just trying to retrieve the ball, lost his footing, and sometimes players coming in with challenges lose their balance, lose their footing, and commit fouls that sometimes are unintentional.
Indeed.
There's a lot less control over your movement in these conditions.
Yep. Frustration for Dubidad. Runs into an offside position, played offside by the Waterhouse defenders, who have only done a good job against him so far because he's not brought his shooting boots with him. But he's been difficult for them to handle, Dubidad. But as we've noted so far, his finishing just poor.
Yeah, to his credit, he has found himself in threatening positions quite often in the game.
Have to credit him for that.
Which is an asset for any forward player.
And he has been found by his midfielders, especially by Christian.
Yeah. Corner kick to Waterhouse. They had only one corner in the first half compared to Dunbeholden's 3. This is their second. 8 minutes into the second half. Thomas with a swirling kick across the box. Thomas with a throw for Waterhouse. Dunbeholden deep in their defensive third. Whistle, free kick, I think, to... thought it was Dunbeholden's kick, but the referee is apparently giving a free kick to Waterhouse, is he?
Right call. Green was climbing all over the back of Thomas there.
Yeah. This is Denardo Thomas with a free kick. He's going to strike it right-footed. And there are several blue shirts in the box waiting for a scoring opportunity. Dunbeholden desperately trying to get the ball out. Ricardo Thomas darting forward threateningly there, but Dunbeholden's defenders scuppering his attempt.
Yeah, concerted spell of pressure over the last 3 minutes or so from Waterhouse. That could have gone anywhere. Keith Simpson missed it. Dunbeholden defenders didn't.
Williams. This is Adrian Williams for Dunbeholden. His kick inside, though, is intercepted. The referee allows the play to go on. Wow, the shot. And Edwards with a diving stop.
Yeah,
Rafiq Thomas with the effort.
there was a foul on the play. For a moment, the player stopped.
That's Gervin Brown.
Yeah, and then Rafiq Thomas ran onto the loose ball and was just trying to bend it, Lance, to the goalkeeper's left. Didn't go for much power, was just trying to finesse it. This is Gervin Brown, yeah. Had his foot taken, standing foot taken, and Rafiq Thomas just trying to bend it around, and very good save.
Yes, excellent save there from Edwards. So coming across the Dunbeholden, one of several Portmore players from the Portmore roster of last season, ending up now on Dunbeholden. Waterhouse fans willing their team on to go 2-0 ahead here. Williams' corner right across the box. Denardo Thomas with the effort from the edge of the 18-yard box, but way over the top.
Contrasting styles from both teams when attacking. Waterhouse seemed content to come down the middle. But for Dunbeholden, the pattern is clear. Take the ball, play it down the flanks, whip the cross in. That's what they've been doing all game.
Thomas tries to slide the ball forward. Now, unlike the first half when we saw Dunbeholden having quite frequent forays down into the Waterhouse half, it's pretty much the opposite now, where Dunbeholdens are finding it very infrequent to be threatening on the Waterhouse goal.
Yeah, the pace has stalled on the newcomers, that's for sure. They're not as assertive. In fact, the possession stats will show you that Waterhouse have bossed the possession in this second half so far. And I think Marcel Gale would have adjusted, Lance, to what Dunbeholden were doing in the first half. If you notice, I don't think you've called Nicole Christian's name all second half. He's being paid close attention by the Waterhouse midfielders because it's clear that he makes Dunbeholden play. He makes them tick. With him shackled, the forward thrusts from Dunbeholden have become very infrequent.
Goal scorer for Waterhouse from the penalty spot, Gervin Brown, hurt on that play. Williams challenging. That was the penalty with a handball from Williams, and the goal. That was a penalty call against the Dunbeholden defense from Gervin Brown, which would have been the second penalty. No call there, though, from the referee.
Panic stations from the Dunbeholden defenders just now. All sorts of bad decisions made. First, made the bad decision by Kimo Gale to play the ball back into his defense and gave poor Marley Oliver a scare. Then they passed it to the goalkeeper, who shanked his clearance, the result of which looks to be a corner to Waterhouse, and Gale struggling with an injury. That's him in the shot there.
O'Shane Roberts with a throw for Waterhouse putting the pressure on. Smith. Dubidad. Williams. Ball just squeezing behind for a goal kick.
Not much wrong with that, Lance, except that Williams in your shot took forever to get down on the overlap. And slowed that particular play down.
Oh, these Waterhouse fans are something else, George. They've braved really wretched weather here tonight to watch this fixture.
Tell you what, it's opening night, it's Red Stripe Football Mondays. They're not going to miss it, Lance.
Yeah. Dunbeholden. Excellent skill there displayed by Dice. Another one of the Portmore men coming across the Dunbeholden. Thomas fouled. Smith appeals to the referee because he didn't think he committed a foul there, but
correct call from the referee.
Yeah, just got his legs tangled up there with Smith. So on the hour mark, Waterhouse continuing to hold the advantage.
It's not the direction he wanted to head that ball in. It slid off his forehead, but that will do, allowing the defense to reset. I was making the point earlier that Gervonbrod, if he has a good season, he has goals in him, that's for sure.
Yes.
Waterhouse will be okay up front.
Yeah, that's for sure. Dwar for Waterhouse. Thomas just does a little bit too much and loses the ball. And now Dunbeholden are on the counter-attack. Thomas does well here, intercepting in midfield for Waterhouse. Gets his goalkeeper in the play. Williams.
Oh, bad
Wow.
tackle. That's a card.
Yeah, the bad challenge here from Leslie on Howell, and he gets a yellow card. So Nicoy Christian and Nathaniel Leslie now on yellow cards for Dunbeholden.
Imagine being on the bench and having to warm up in this weather.
Confirmation of Nathaniel Leslie's yellow card, the second for Dunbeholden on the night. Blue shirts for Waterhouse filling up the box, looking for scoring opportunities. Leslie this with the kick to the near post. Dunbeholden's defenders getting the ball away. Waterhouse getting ready to make a couple of changes. Credit to Dunbeholden, who have kept their shape and their determination and haven't been overrun here by the home team. Dwar with a clearance for the throw, taken quickly. Dubidad putting the pressure on. Has he won a corner?
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't.
So the tempo has dropped appreciably for Dunbeholden, and they're not working with the same high intensity they did in the first half. Hence, they're not making as great an impression on the game as they were. And as if on cue, the coach is going to his bench. The man wearing number 14, Dean Andre Thomas, is looking to come in. No doubt he's going to come in to the midfield because the engine room is short of work for Dunbeholden now. Needs fresh legs. And the coach Cohen looks as if he's going to freshen up that sector of his field, of his team.
Dunbeholden with the free kick, top of the box, top of the Waterhouse half of the field.
Change being made. Number 70 is going to come out, Lance. That's Graham Green, rather. And number 14, Dean Andre Thomas, is going to come on to make it 3 Thomases on the field. 2 for Waterhouse, the brothers. And now this man.
Dean Andre Thomas on for Dunbeholden.
He got 2 touches of the ball immediately. The same run that took him onto the field got him 2 touches.
25 minutes now remaining. Waterhouse on that 15th-minute penalty from Gervin Brown, continuing to hold the advantage here. So great challenge from Smith. Thomas with a great clearance here for Waterhouse. Rafiq Thomas spraying the ball forward, looking for Brown. Brown tumbles over. Now the Dunbeholden defenders have recognized the immense threat that Gervin Brown is, and they've really started to play him with a lot of urgency.
Injury here for Ricardo Thomas. There are actually 4 of them on the pitch, Lance. 3 for Waterhouse, the 2 brothers and Rafiq Thomas. And now Dean Andre making 4. This looks to be a pulled muscle. Slapped the turf in frustration when he went down, Ricardo Thomas. I know those indicators. And the stretcher has been summoned rather quickly.
Very, very mobile flank defender for Waterhouse, Ricardo Thomas, and his energy will certainly be missed if he has to come off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a pulled muscle, no doubt.
Dunbeholden supporters here not enjoying the night so far. It's been...
Or not. He's walking off under his own steam.
Yeah.
I thought he had done a leg muscle, but apparently he hasn't.
Yeah, one of the most energetic flank defenders in Red Stripe Premier League football.
He doesn't look like much, but he's very strong. Will run all day. And it's a credit to this Waterhouse team. As you've said, Lance, I don't know if you've said it this way, but I'm going to say it. He's one of the best flank defenders in the RSPL.
Yeah. Thomas, the substitute, going for the immediate cross, but not getting around the ball enough. Wasted effort there on the front end for Dunbeholden.
Yeah, good defending though, to get into his line of sight, put the pressure on him, and that's what caused him to mess that cross up. Waterhouse in control of this game, Lance, but they need that second goal. They need that second goal to ensure that any mistakes doesn't result in them sharing the points.
So we were talking, George, about the difficulties that promoted teams have had in the Premier League the past couple of seasons, with Jamalco and Marvel Hewenden and Sandals all going down immediately after just one season. Mount Pleasant yesterday starting off really, really well, defeating Portmore with a 94th minute strike from Sule Makala, former Portmore player himself. Long shot on goal. Horton anticipates really well in the Waterhouse goal.
So Dean Andre Thomas has come on for Dunbeholden to support Dubidad up front. coach dissatisfied with what he was getting from Graham Green.
Waterhouse on the attack. There goes Williams with a strike, left-footed. Edwards in goal for Dunbeholden, continuing to have a busy night.
Awkward stop from the goalkeeper there. I didn't think it was going on target, but he obviously thought so. Let's see this angle can tell us. Williams picking it up. Yeah, that was going goalwards. He had to make a save.
And difficult conditions here because it's very, very slippery in the goal. So for goalkeepers to make sudden emergency moves to their left and right, not too easy in these conditions. Waterhouse pressing for the insurance goal. Williams does well. Double block there by the Dunbeholden defenders.
Triple block.
That's right, corner no. I think this is corner number 3 here for Waterhouse tonight.
Stephen Williams has caught the eye. The man wearing number 7 for Waterhouse has been part of some of their better attacking moves. Comfortable on the ball as well.
Yeah, I think a former Heidel standout in Manning Cup football. So Dunbeholden remaining competitive here. We're under 20 minutes now remaining in this fixture.
They're lining up another change.
Conditions becoming increasingly difficult. Oh, the left-footed effort here going well wide and high.
Yeah. All right, I'm not blaming him for taking the shot on there. He had a pass to his right, but that was Dubidad, who was well marked by Ricardo Thomas. As we see the second change being made for Dunbeholden, number 4 will come out, Kimo Gale. Seems to have picked up a knock early in the second half. And number 24 comes in, that's Samar Rowe.
Rowe, former Waterhouse player himself. And Kimo Gale, a former Portmore player, now off.
Kenroy Howell, well, Gervin Brown, beg your pardon, is coming out for Waterhouse. The man wearing 45, the goal scorer, the potential match winner at this point. And replacing him is number 27, Andre Leslie.
Shane Roberts down there into a kneeling position, looks to be suffering from some discomfort as the rain continues to come down pretty heavily here. The field getting more and more waterlogged by the minute. Waterhouse trying to pierce the Dunbeholden defense line. Leslie comes to retrieve on the flank.
Waterhouse's defensive shape when they lose the ball, really impressive. The defensive line together. The midfielders bunched in the middle, inviting Dunbeholden to go the flanks and then try to defend the scrum. Good touch by Dubidad though.
Now the watery conditions on the field beginning to affect how the ball moves, which wasn't really evident in the first half, was it? Christian. Thomas with a long clearance. Dice to retrieves and gets the ball back to Oliver. So the two big central defenders are sharing the ball. Now Christian wants it because he wants to bring some creativity in the play with just over 15 minutes remaining. Smith tripped by Keith Simpson, free kick to Dunbeholden. Taken quickly by Samaro, the substitute. Now the other substitute, Thomas, inside. Oh, delightful play by Dunbeholden. Dubidad with a header from 7 yards wide of the target.
Again, that's the third gilt-edged chance wasted by Dubidad this evening. We're not picking on him. He's just having a bad night after a fantastic sequence of passes from Dunbeholden. Put him into this position. This is Thomas. Flicks it around the corner. Dubidad must hit the target from there, Lance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he should have done a lot better there because goalkeeper Houghton was out of position. And if he had connected with that one properly, it certainly would have been 1-1. Dunbeholden looking smart here towards the last 15 minutes of this match. Waterhouse trying to fend them off.
Seems like they have caught a second wind, the debutants. Daniel Parchment, though, will call the play back for this foul. But Dubidad, you know, he's gotten the assistance that forwards crave. They want to be fed. They want to get service. He's gotten that service tonight, but his finishing has been woeful. And if the result stands, I assume he'll be apologizing to his teammates on the ride home to St. Catherine.
Waterhouse getting ready to make another change. In the meantime, their free kick, a diagonal one. Rafik Thomas shoved off the ball here by Adrian Williams. Smith. Christian. Thomas inside. Just in the last 10 minutes, the Waterhouse defenders are having a lot of work to do here. Williams' cross. Thomas under pressure and loses the ball. Christian takes the return play. Thomas goes to put some pressure on him. Free kick awarded to Dunbeholden. The referee spots a foul on Dubidad about 25 yards out. And the Dunbeholden visiting fans are getting excited.
As they should. Let me see this replay. Nothing much in it. Maybe the infringement has been given because Finlayson came through the... Yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul. No doubt on that angle. Good spot by Daniel Parchment.
So this man, Houghton, hasn't really been significantly tested so far tonight because the opportunities that Dunbeholden have had so far tonight haven't gone on target.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Dubidad has not had his scoring boots on, Lance, and all of the good chances for Dunbeholden have fallen to him, not anybody else.
A four-man wall set up by Waterhouse. Leslie. Williams there as well. Maybe Williams will strike it. Or Smith. Oh, it's over the top. Way over the top from Dwight Smith. So 12 minutes to go, 11 minutes now. And Dunbeholden are wasting the opportunities they have had to get level.
What a poor effort. It may have been a team effort on target rather than that. Waterhouse go back to their bench, number 37 coming out, Rafiq Thomas. And number 21, Damian Binns, looks to be coming in.
Yeah, Thomas has given a lot tonight. George Rafiq has been very, very mobile on the front end for Waterhouse. And in these wet, heavy conditions, you could see the legs beginning to tire, as well as having some really strong, robust defenders for the Dunbeholden team to deal with. Damian Binns gets some playing time for the Waterhouse team.
Number 6 comes out as well for Dunbeholden. That's Dwayne Smith, to be replaced by this man, number 16, Rashane Spence.
There's Spence on. Just under 10 minutes now remaining in this fixture. And Waterhouse continuing to hold the 1-0 advantage they've had since the 15th minute when Gervin Brown struck from the penalty spot. So the substitute, Spence, gets into action immediately. Whistle. Free kick to Dunbeholden.
Urgency from the visitors now, Lance. You can sense the sense of urgency as this game grows old.
Waterhouse trying to fend off this late surge here from the St. Catherine outfit, Dunbeholden.
Good pressure down there.
Confirmation of Smith's exit and Rashane Spence coming on. Spence in the 16 shirt. Slim player who has already had 3 or 4 touches on the ball since he's come on 2 minutes ago. Wow. Williams miskicking there and committing a foul.
Clash of the number 10s.
Yeah, so
it looks as if Waterhouse have abandoned all attacking ambition in this game, Lance. They're just trying to see this one out. It's been a mixed bag, the performance from the home team so far.
yeah.
The visitors will count themselves unfortunate. And they'll want Dubidad to sleep on the other side of the bed he slept on last night.
Yeah. To Dunbeholden's credit, they've really made Waterhouse work. They've really made Waterhouse work tonight.
Oh yes.
There's a substitute. Spence, cross, threatening. Oh, the shot blocked. An appeal for a penalty.
Corner.
Referee says it's a corner.
Quick switch of the feet there from Dubidad. The defender was onto him to block.
Yeah, Dubidad did really well there.
No handball.
No handball. Hitting onto the hip region.
Excellent work from Dean Andre Thomas to get that corner, Lance.
Yeah. Time running out on Dunbeholden. Under 7 minutes of normal time remaining, plus time to be added on for stoppages. They've got just 4 shirts. Red shirts in the box. And more now, players converging in the box for Dunbeholden. The goalkeeper misses it, and the Waterhouse defenders are getting the ball away.
Wow. Diego Hunt down with an injury. Perhaps also trying to kill this Dunbeholden momentum as well, Lance, more than anything. Well, that was a chance. That was a mad scramble. No control being exerted in the 6-yard box by the Waterhouse defenders. This is Owet's corner. The goalkeeper goes up, gets a piece of it, but rebounds off the head of Oliver. for Dunbeholden, and the loose ball not being able to be turned in by an orange shirt.
Yeah, very assertive work there by Diego Horton, but he lost it as he went for it. And in the end, the Waterhouse defenders had to scramble the ball away.
I tell you what though, Lance, Dunbeholden wouldn't be undeserving of a point from this game, given what they've contributed here tonight.
Yeah, they've really worked hard, and their fans are out here to support them as well. Waterhouse with the advantage from the 15th minute since Gerben Brown strike from the penalty spot. But they've really worked hard to keep the advantage. Certainly the last 10 minutes of this game, we've seen a resurgent Dunbeholden team with a couple of substitutes. Spence, Dean Andre Thomas among them. And Samar Rowe. And Dunbeholden's game has been energized.
And what Rowe's introduction has done has allowed Nicoy Christian to push up a little bit higher and again get some prominence in this Dunbeholden team, because he was anonymous for much of the second half after a bright opening half when he was arguably the best player on the pitch.
Thomas shows pace. Wins a throw, wants to take it quickly and does. Whistle.
Oh, that's poor. He took it while standing on the field, Lance.
Wow. Wasted moment there for Dunbeholden. Just takes away their attacking advantage.
But ever since the withdrawal of Gerben Brown by Waterhouse, as I was saying to you, it's as if the home team have abandoned all attacking intent. And like a boxer who's ahead on the score sheet, and they are ahead on the score sheet, they're just trying to see this one out. Mind that glass jaw though.
Christian wants to get the play restarted as quickly as possible because he knows that time is going. The clock says 86.5 minutes. Free kick to Waterhouse inside their own penalty area.
Dubedad guilty of pushing.
Gale, the Waterhouse coach, first season back here after leaving UWI, looking to collect 3 points on his Waterhouse debut as head coach. Good composed work there by Dunbeholden in defense.
Yeah, Dice has been a class act in the back for them in this game.
Yeah,
Always seems to be in control.
right, and has worked well with Oliver, his central defensive partner. Spence. Still Spence. Oh, being sent wide all the time, but Thomas commits a foul on him.
I tell you what, that was a necessary foul by Thomas, because Spence was just driving at them, and looked to have had the beating of the fullback there.
Christian. Not much time left now. Christian with a delightful ball down to the left side. Snuffed away by the Waterhouse defenders eventually. The story is that we're going to have 3 minutes added on for stoppages. The moments of attacking play for Waterhouse have diminished significantly in the last 10 minutes or so, with Dunbeholden pressing forward persistently. Here they go again.
Oh, unlucky Owett. But very good tackle from the back from Sean Dewar. Was that a good game for Waterhouse in the backlands?
Certainly has. Here's Keith Simpson. Williams down. He has worked really, really hard for the Waterhouse team tonight. Stephen Williams. Spence Pizicinski has come onto the field here for Dunbeholden. Williams wants it, gets it. Oh, do with that, turns well in between rivals. Is fouled eventually though. And a free kick here won by Dunbeholden.
Spiky character, Dubidad. Loves a fight, obviously.
Yeah, really worked hard there. Williams, right across the box. Oh, a player down hurt, a Waterhouse player down hurt. I think he was a player that got the header in. But in his follow through,
yeah, that's Keith
Simpson, I think collided with another player. And he has a head injury that is holding the game up now, as we've already entered the 3 minutes added on for stoppages.
Did he catch an arm to the head? There he is in the captain's armband. Yeah, got a forearm to the head. Dunbeholden have done so many things right tonight.
Yeah.
You can count on one hand the gilt-edged chances. Well, they've had a handful of gilt-edged chances they have created from their probing play lines, and that's a very good sign. It's not because of Waterhouse defensive errors why they've been let in. They've played their way in, played through the Waterhouse defense. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Tragically for them, nothing on the board to show though.
Yeah. A robust effort here from Waterhouse, so much so, George. It's difficult to award the man of the match here tonight. A couple of standout players for Waterhouse tonight have certainly been Williams, Stephen Williams, Ricardo Thomas. Goal scorer Gervin Brown, while he was on a constant threat to the Dunbeholden defenders. Tight call here for the match MVP.
I tell you what, the best player I've seen tonight is not on Waterhouse's team, I can tell you that.
Nicoy Christian?
Oh yes. How do you award the man of the match to a player whose team loses? It can happen, but I'm just saying, it's difficult to do so.
It was the cross from Steve Williams in the 15th minute that Andrew Williams, or Adrian Williams, handled that provided the penalty. He has really done a lot of work, Stephen Williams, in midfield, in attacking midfield for Waterhouse. Maybe he may just get the edge.
Why not?
Well, just a few seconds now remaining here, and Waterhouse are on the verge of starting off the season on a winning note against the newcomers, Dunbeholden. So no scoreless matches, it seems, in the Red Stripe Premier League after 5 fixtures. Cavalier and Tivoli posting 2-0 victories yesterday. Mount Pleasant and Arnett Garns 2-1 victories, and Waterhouse are on the verge here of securing a 1-0 scoreline against the newcomers, Dunbeholden from St. Catherine.
Yeah, meanwhile, Andre Dice goes into the boot. The first time this evening he has been beaten because Howell was dribbling away from him, and the big man just brought out the old hip check to halt Howell's progress, gives away a free kick and takes a yellow card.
Yeah, Dice has had Premier League experience with Portmore and has used it well here tonight for Dunbeholden, albeit in what is about to be a losing effort. Can Waterhouse sign off the night with a second goal? have Williams as the man of the match. He has an opportunity here to put the icing on the cake. Straight into the wall with the effort. The final whistle from referee Damian Parchment, and Waterhouse, runners-up last year in the Red Stripe Premier League, satisfying their home fans with a win in their opener, and tempers flaring at the end of the match here.
Wow, Dunbeholden deserved to have gotten something from this game, but we keep saying deserve has got nothing to do with it. It's how many you score, it's how well you defend. Waterhouse got the all-important goal. Dunbeholden's finishing not quite good enough. Let's hope this is not a sign of what their campaign will be characterized by. Woeful finishing, lads.
So Gervin Brown's 15th minute penalty from the Adrian Williams handball. The difference between these two teams tonight, Dunbeholden have nothing to be ashamed about in their opening fixture in their first ever assignment in Red Stripe Premier League football. But it's been a tough night for them. It's been a tough night for both teams. Rainy conditions throughout, soggy, difficult playing conditions. But in the end, the home team, Waterhouse, have picked up the 3 points in their opening game for the 2018-2019 season. Waterhouse 1, Dunbeholden 0 at the Jerusalem Stadium. Waterhouse winning this fixture by 1-0. Gervin Brown with a penalty in the 15th minute, defeating Dunbeholden after the handball. Dunbeholden started out pretty brightly. Diego Horton in goal for Waterhouse, having been forced to make an early save there. Waterhouse responding well. There's the handball from Adrian Williams. Referee, he tried to take his arm away, but still got an arm onto the ball. And Gervin Brown makes no mistake, left-footed from the penalty spot after 15 minutes. And that was the winning goal. Delightful play through by Williams here. Rafiq Thomas does well. His effort blocked initially. Gervin Brown tripped here in the penalty box, but no sympathy from referee Damian Parchment. Close call there for Dunbeholden, who could have given up another penalty there. Ball blocked there by the defender. I thought that may have been the goalkeeper, but the defender looked to have got his boot there in front. Dubedad with one of several opportunities on goal tonight. All of them off target though. That was one of 3. Edwards in goal for Dunbeholden. Had a pretty solid night. Gervin Brown almost getting away there from Oliver. Again, Williams left-footed over the top. Good work there for him, setting himself up with a left-footed strike, but he was high with the effort. Rafiq Thomas brings out a fine save here from Eric Edwards in the Dunbeholden goal after the ball just sprayed free for him. Williams brings out a save as well from Edwards, who tumbles over in making the effort. Dubedad with another opportunity to score here for Dunbeholden, but heads wide of the target for the second time in the match. Waterhouse defenders in the last 20 minutes were called upon to make some urgent saves. Goalkeeper Horton caught out of position there, although he was assertive in making the first stop. 12 shots on goal for Dunbeholden, 7 for Waterhouse, 5 on target for Waterhouse, 3 on target for Dunbeholden. 31 fouls in the match, 19 of them going to Dunbeholden players, who picked up 3 yellow cards. 5 corners won here by Dunbeholden to 4 corners for Waterhouse. Dunbeholden having marginally more ball possession, 51%, 49% for the Waterhouse team. So 1-0 the scoreline for Waterhouse, just ahead of our post-game interviews with the coaches and or man of the match. My 90, Adrian Williams.
Adrian Williams, Dunbeholden FC. This is my 90. Well, it means the world to me because it's a passion from I was a youth. Around 15 years now. My elder brother, because he was good, and I wanted to be just like him. It brings out unity and joy from the youngest to the oldest. Eltamine, I think it was one of the best high school in St. Catherine. Playing video games. Attractive, fierce, and fair play. I think coaching would be my dream job because I like to help people, I like to help them in their game.
We're back, so it's a 1-0 scoreline for the Waterhouse team in rainy conditions here over the newcomers Dunbeholden, with the Waterhouse team getting the victory from that 15th minute penalty from Gervin Brown. But the man of the match for us, Waterhouse in midfield, attacking, positive all night, Stephen Williams.
All right, so I'm here with Stephen Williams, the MVP. Stephen, this is your trophy. Congratulations. You're the first MVP Monday night. Tell me about the game.
Well, the game was a rough one. As I see, the rain kind of have us difficult to play around the football, so we just have to go ahead and start to play wide and go at them.
Did Dunbeholden play better than you expected?
Well, it was a surprising team for me because I don't know nothing about them, and they come out and they run well. But Toodle saw a different team. They did well.
What did you change at halftime? What did the coach say to the team at halftime? Because I noticed you started the second half better than you played in the first half.
Well, him come to me and him tell me, say, what I need to do is just calm down because I have the talent to do it. So I should just calm down and think more. The ball is at my feet, so I should make the decision with it.
What is your personal ambition for the season, Stephen?
Well, the mission for me is to get a few goals. Because it's been a while since I haven't scored in the Premier League, coming back from a long-term injury. And thanks to Fuzzy to accepting me back into the Waterhouse team. And I appreciate that.
Is this team good enough to challenge for honours this season, this Waterhouse team?
Yes, of course.
Stephen, all the best to you. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
Stephen Williams there, beg your pardon, the man of the match for this team. He plays for Waterhouse, impressive in midfield. Michael Cohen rejoins me, the coach of Dunbeholden. Coach, you got nothing from the game, but you played better than the final result suggested.
Well, congratulations to Waterhouse. They claimed the victory.
What did your team do wrong from your perspective?
Didn't score. We created chances, but we didn't capitalize on them.
How did you, in terms of your game plan for the game, did your players carry out the instructions as you prepared in the days leading up to this game?
Well, in the first half, we were playing in patches. The second half, we picked it up just like we planned.
In terms of the moving on from here, this wasn't a bad performance. There are many things positive to take from here. Yes, the finishing wasn't good enough, but what will you say to the boys at the end after reviewing this game?
Come again, my team.
Come again, your team. There you go. Well, Michael, all the best to you. We were impressed with Dunbeholden in parts, and if this is the worst you can play this season, we think you'll be okay.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, Michael, all the best.
All right, then.
Michael Cohen there, he is the coach of the Dunbeholden team. Didn't get what they deserve, but again, this is a results business. It's a team that scores the goals, that gets the points. I'm here, well, here he comes back to me. Aquino, the performance wasn't all that great, but I guess on opening night, on a difficult pitch, in difficult conditions, you'll take the 3 points.
Definitely. It's the first game, it's just to get off. So we take the 3 points. We just have to go back to the drawing board and work hard and come prepare for the next game.
Aquino, I asked one of your players, Stephen Williams, if Dunbeholden played better than he expected. He said yes, they surprised the Waterhouse team with the quality they showed in the first half. How did you adjust for what Dunbeholden were showing you in the first half when you came out for the second half?
No, I'm not surprised. They are new to the league, so I expect them to come out and be fighting. I mean, they want to show that they deserve to be in the league. So playing at Waterhouse, that give them an extra drive to come out and perform. Because it's their first game, they want to make an impact.
we spoke about you missing goals in the form of Cardell Benbow and Kemar Beckford. Gervon Brown got his penalty, took his penalty well. Do you think that he has the quality to lead the line and provide the goals that Waterhouse needs to drive them up the table this season?
Yes, definitely. But apart from Gervon, we have players. But again, it's the start of the season, so you know, the first part will be a little. So as it goes by and we start to gradually get everyone together, then we'll get it right.
Well, Aquino, one game down, 32 left in the regular season, and then we'll start talking about playoffs. It's a good way to start with 3 points. All the best, and we'll talk again.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go. So that's the story here from the Waterhouse Stadium, Jerusalem. 1-0 victory for the home team in very tough conditions. The surface lands, which held up much better than we expected. Dunbeholden showed good things in patches, and there are a lot of positives for the team to take going back home to St. Catherine.
Yeah, and I would think that Cohen would recognize that coming to Waterhouse for their opening fixture was a tough assignment for them. Not only because of the opposition that they were facing, but in tonight's situation, the conditions. A tough night for football, heavy underfoot conditions, a Waterhouse team that is confident and robust in how they played. So they lost their opening match, but I think there were many aspects of the Dunbeholden game tonight that they will feel encouraged about.
And of course, it's only one game, so there's not much to be overly critical about because there's a long way to go this season. But Dunbeholden, as I was saying to the coach, if this is their floor, if this is the worst that they can play, if they can improve from here, Lance Whitaker, we're looking at a useful team.
Yeah, and they've got players who have experience. There are several former Portmore players in their lineup, Kimo Gale and Andre Dice at the back, just a couple of them, and the players who have some amount of experience, and they had a very good qualifying playoff series, which gave them a lot of confidence. They're up against some good teams there, Mount Pleasant, Barbican and Wadada, and they survived the playoff to be among the top two. So I think they have come into the Premier League with a good summer behind them and enough confidence to make a good run in the championship.
Last season when Waterhouse struggled, it's because they didn't have goal scorers. Bushy Beckford came back, Cardell Benbow came in, and suddenly the goals started to come in. Beckford and Benbow are gone, but Gervon Brown is here, and if those guys can get the job done, well, Waterhouse will be okay.
Real Madrid, the defending champions in the UEFA Champions League, up against AS Roma. You see that on Sportsmax on Wednesday afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. Look out for the Costa Cup football coming up on Saturday, and that's a 2:30 start, 3:30 Eastern Caribbean time. St. Elizabeth Technical, former champions, up against Monroe College, who haven't won the Costa Cup in decades now. And this is Issa schoolboy football coming up in Jamaica this weekend. So it's been a rainy night here at the Jerusalem Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. The opening night of Red Stripe Football Mondays for the 2018-2019 season. Waterhouse winners over Dunbeholden by 1-0. A tough match, a rainy night. The Waterhouse supporters go home happy despite the gloom and doom of the weather. We'll be back next week Monday with another big fixture on Red Stripe Football Mondays.
Red Stripe, Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Banner pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watcha. Man shall I made a forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The bush never made it the champion boy fan. Now man I done a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.